everyone. Tonight on the program, Guel on the lookout for a new partner for the Deepwater Cape 3 Points project after ExxonMobil's exit.
For their status. What we have done as a company, yes, we have accepted it, but what we have done is to continue to explore and to look for other partners who can partner us to be able to continue.
Banks say they are making significant progress in meeting the police's deadline to have our vehicles for cutting currencies fortified.
The work is underway. As an industry, we are putting our efforts together as one unit.
The directive from the police follows a wave of bullion van attacks resulting in deaths. We'll have more from John Ewa, who is the CEO of the Ghana Association of Bankers. Plus, ahead tonight, we hear the reasons behind the success of Ghana's biggest bank, Ecobank, which is the most profitable in the industry now.
I think the quality of the workforce that we've had, I think the work culture within Ecobank, I think the fact that we put the customer first.
Executive Director of Ecobank Ghana is on Business Live tonight. We will be right back. Tonight, Ghana's local partner for ExxonMobil's Deepwater Cape 3 Points project, Guel, is on a lookout to get a new exploration partner for the abandoned project. According to Guel, it is interested in the oil field despite the move by the main exploration firm to pull out. The oil giant abandoned the field last month due to some risk factors. There's more in the following report.
Guel was chosen as the local partner for the America exploration firm with 5% interest after a thorough vetting process to work on the Deepwater Cape 3 project, which is expected to produce some large volumes of crude. After a careful assessment, ExxonMobil announced to government its intentions to forgo the field due to reasons including the high-risk nature of the field. Chief Operations Officer for Guel, Alex Aziu, explained to shareholders at its 52nd annual general meeting that Guel had engaged the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, GNPC, to get new partners. According to him, it has no option than to accept the decision by ExxonMobil since this will not distract its investments.
With such exploration activities, you do the exploration, then you have what we call the seismic. You do your seismic and then you try to interpret the data that you are going to get to see whether the oil that you are having will be of commercial quantities. But there's a risk that every company will put on these explorations. Now the risk that was put on this exploration was quite high, so ExxonMobil felt that there was no need to go further and drill a well because they thought that the reserves as was reported was not enough for their status. What we have done as a company, yes, we have accepted it, but what we have done is to continue to explore and to look for other partners who can partner us to be able to continue with this. It happens all over the world. Sometimes, yes, you find a main operator going off, but you can also get an operator who will come in, and then the prospects might be completely different. So this is the option that we are pursuing as a company.
Meanwhile, Guel has maintained a dividend of 0.45 cedis per share, same amount as last year for shareholders. This is despite recording a drop in profit by more than 14% for the year 2020. According to the board chairman Kwame Nabatels, the loss in profit after tax is due to the adverse effects of the COVID-19 pandemic on its operations.
This significantly reduced demand for fuel during the second quarter of the year, which in turn led to a fall of approximately 3.2% in volume of sales during the year compared to the previous year. Despite the falling demand, the company was able to handle both operational and financial activities, bringing into balance credit from suppliers, cash flow, and stock movements.
GOIL also declared its intentions to help with the Year of Roads agenda by government with the completion of its ultra-modern bitumen plant expected in September this year.
Now, banks say they have made significant progress towards meeting the police's deadline of having all vehicles for carton currencies fortified. The Inspector General of Police earlier warned that the banks risk losing their escort if they fail to do so by the end of this month. The warning followed recent attacks on bullion vans, resulting in loss of lives. Now, some of the banks had expressed a reservation about this move earlier, but Chief Executive of the Ghana Association of Bankers, John Ewa, says
one unit. Of course, we have several of the soft body vans in the system, and we also have a few of the armored bullion vans. What in the interim operationally we will do is to make use of what is available as we go through the processes of procurement to augment the numbers.
So basically, you're dealing with what is in, and also there was even talk that we can even, why don't you fall on the Bank of Ghana and some other institutions that may have these things in place to rent-wise as well?
Yeah, all the options are on the table, but as I said, discussions are, happening in the background.
So I think this has put quite a stress on the industry, but you are working hard towards to meet this deadline.
Yeah, of course. I mean, if you are the 2023 timeline and it's been rolled back to 2021 and we're given quite a short window to comply, then it's stress in the environment. But that is what you appear to do.
The banks committed to this cash light agenda. I know that a lot of the commercial banks have a lot of electronic channels in place, but do you think that we've gotten to a stage where people should be encouraged, motivated, and make it stress-free to use all these cash light channels?
That is the go-to state. Any forward-looking country, has direct emphasis on digital platforms, limiting or reducing the volume of cash transactions as much as possible. As a country, we've made some very good progress. One of the unintended benefits of COVID has been a significant migration of a large population, of banking population, onto other channels or other banking platforms, which is a good development.
All right, that was John Ewa, who is the Chief Executive of the Ghana Association of Bankers. President Akufo-Addo says it is time for Africa to build a resilient economy in the post-COVID era by creating a new entrepreneurial-led ecosystem that delivers skills-building opportunities and self-sustaining robust economic development for its young people. The president was speaking at the opening of a virtual annual meeting of the Africa Development Bank Group.
I hope to see additional collaborations, partnerships, and the continued allocation of substantial resources towards initiatives that accelerate our chances of building back boldly, better, and greener. I ask that we remain focused on promoting inclusive growth, especially in digitalization, health, agriculture, industrial processing, and eliminating gender disparities. Today's annual meetings have an appropriate focus: building resilient economies in post-COVID-19 Africa, which is an unavoidable imperative if our continent is to recover from the effects of the pandemic. In an unprecedented global event of this magnitude, we must engineer a response that will help accelerate our structural transformation. Our will in seeing it through must be total. We need to reawaken bonds of solidarity between the bank group, African Union organs and institutions, and regional economic communities, and demonstrate a united commitment. The pandemic has taken over 130,000 lives to date on the continent and pushed our economies into contraction by an estimated 2% to 5.4% of GDP, according to the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, UNECA. Old pathways to recover are no longer an option, and we are being forced to prepare for a new uncertain future ahead proactively.
The Managing Director of Republic Bank Ghana, Farid Anta, is making a strong case for a sustainable greening and beautification of Accra. According to him, there's a need to position the capital as not only a financial hub, but also conducive for trading amongst member states of the African Continental Free Trade Area. He spoke to Joy Business at a signing ceremony between his outfit and the Accra Metropolitan Assembly to adopt the AU Square for greening and beautification. Here's more.
The Accra Metropolitan Assembly, AMA, signed a Memorandum of Understanding with Republic Bank Ghana to adopt and green the AU Square in Accra. This follows a call by the mayor to corporate bodies and individuals to adopt green and beautify open spaces in the city, in line with a sustainable greening and beautification project which was launched in September 2018. Speaking to Joy Business at the signing ceremony held in Accra, Managing Director of the Republic Bank Ghana, Farid Anta, underscored the importance of the exercise to trading under the Continental Free Trade Area.
We did some greening in the University of Ghana. We did planting of trees. We want to get into this whole reuse, recycle aspect of it. So it's really in pursuit of the global ambition of climate action. I think what it does, there's a psychological position behind everything. So it enhances our own view and vision or feeling of the African people and the African culture. And being the seat of the Secretariat is important to show that showcases what Africa is. So it sends a strong signal that this is not a Ghana seat, but this is an African seat.
Meanwhile, the mayor of Accra, Mohammed Ejay Sowa, expressed his appreciation towards the bank's decision to support the sustainable greening and beautification of Accra project. He is optimistic the project will reduce the encroachment of public places.
A couple of years back, Kolu Klote Municipal Assembly was also created, and we are quite excited that they've seen the vision and decided that we should partner to do all these things. So we are doing it also with some other municipal assemblies as well, and we're looking at the city-wide. The objective of this is to make sure that our open spaces, which are oftentimes encroached upon, ceases. So let us make sure that the open spaces that we have within the city, it's beautifully lawn, beautifully greened, and then you have flowers around those enclaves.
The Sustainable Greening and Beautification project will be executed in partnership with Parks and Gardens.
Now, Ghana's biggest bank, Ecobank Ghana, has been touting its achievements since beginning banking business over the past 30 years as a merchant bank then. The first quartile bank, which is now the most profitable in the industry, is attributing its sterling performance to enhance work culture, right governance principles, and adherence to its vision and mission status. Dr. Edward Boche is the Executive Director of Ecobank Ghana.
To be where we are currently, I think it speaks to the commitment and efforts of various generations of Ecobankers, that in a span of roughly 30 years, we've been able to move from the smallest bank in Ghana to become the biggest bank in Ghana. I think the quality of the workforce that we've had, I think the work culture within Ecobank, I think the fact that we put the customer first, I think the fact that we've been very strong on innovation and asking ourselves, how do we improve daily? I think all of that has come together. And I must say that along the journey, we've had support from various stakeholders, from the Bank of Ghana, from SEC, from Stock Exchange, and from all of them. I think that has been very helpful in getting us to where we are. For us in Ecobank, it's a question of how do we continue to improve? How do we continue to meet our customer needs? And that really is what drives us on a daily basis.
Yes,
during the journey, there were times you even doubted whether you would be able to reach where you are today. I'm sure in every business it happens so. But what exactly was the model that Ecobank used that has catapulted it to this level today?
I would not say that we doubted. I'll just say that it is just been a long journey. Not that at any point we doubted, because I think in-house that drive to excel has always been extremely strong, and we continue to, as it were, aspire to the various targets that we want to achieve. But if you're asking for what is a model, what has been the driving force, I'd say it comes down to focusing on meeting customer needs. So you would find that our customers are spread across all the sectors of the Ghanaian economy, across various angles, from microfinance to big corporate clients, and to be able to address and to meet the different needs of this different customer base. I think that for me would be the key factor in driving the bank to where it is now. At the heart of that also has been the innovation that we have continued to put across. I think those for me would be the key factors that has helped to bring Ecobank to where we are now.
Great stuff. You're watching Business Live. We are taking a short break. We will be back with some more stories. Don't go anywhere.
On today's edition of Money Lab, we'll be bringing to a close our discussion on funding options that are available to companies. In our last two editions, we looked at angel investors and venture capital funds. For today, we are going to be discussing private equity funds. Private equity funds invest capital directly into companies. Some even look at buying the companies outright. One key advantage of using a private equity fund as against raising money publicly is that private equity funds provide less stressful due diligence processes as compared to raising money publicly. Also, they don't have stringent rules as compared to raising money publicly. Finally, private equity also comes in a form of providing you with capital injection, managerial expertise, or technical expertise. Normally, private equities don't fund startups. They will normally be looking at companies that are at their growth stage and want to expand or want to diversify into other areas. So if you have run a business for some time and you think it is time that you want to go into other markets or add on other product lines, then the best option for you is to consider a private equity fund. Talk to any investment bank that can link you to the private equity funds. Thank you for joining us on Money Lab. See you in subsequent editions.
sad one there about the death of John McAfee, who created the antivirus. Now, our next story takes us to the Volta region. An emerging agro company, Sun City Farms, is positioning itself to help increase Ghana's food production capacity to curb importation of processed foods. The company, situated in the Afajato South district of the Volta region, also aims to lessen the burden of perennial animal feed shortage in the country and reduce unemployment rate. The special aid to the CEO of Sun City Farms, George Glory, is therefore appealing to government to give his entity some tax exemptions on machineries that would be imported for the 8 food processing factories to be established. Here's more in this report.
Management of Sun City Farms has acquired over 500 acres of farmlands at Ver Agbodume to cultivate various crops. Though the company is largely vested in cashew production, it has employed the intercropping farming method. At sections of the cashew vegetation are ginger, pepper, maize, okra, among other crops. The special aide to the Chief Executive Officer of Sun City Farms, George Glory, explained why his outfit decided to use the intercropping method of farming.
You know, in cashew plantation, we need 30-feet interval to enable to get a bumper yield. So in between these 30 feet, we are not leaving the land alone. We are planting something there. That's why you see maize here, pepper here, tomatoes here, onion here, ginger here. That is what we are doing. So when you visit our farm, we have a one-stop shop. We are putting laughter to faces. Workers here, over 400-500 workers here. There are people resident in the community here.
He hinted that his entity hopes to lessen the perennial shortage of animal feed in the country.
No, when we are talking, assuming, you know, when you look at the fish feed, especially the import from Holland, Germany, or Europe, or outside to Ghana, poultry farmers alone is costing them. So if you have a 500-acre of land with a cashew and we can't leave it alone, we can't continue weeding it, we need to do make a use of that piece of land. We can get a feed from here.
Here at Sun City Farms, producing organic crops is a priority. That is why farm managers have adopted the use of sawdust mixed with animal droppings. Joseph Osei is the extension officer with the Ministry of Agriculture, designated to monitor and advise managers of the farm.
So we are using sawdust and which mix up with cow dung. We are talking about poultry dung. We are talking about bat feces. All these contain high content in nitrogen. So we mix all these matters together. We provide them under the cashew plant. So it does what? It provides moisture to the plant. That is the one thing. The second one also is it dissolves and adds nutrient to the plants. So you reduce costs in the sense that buying inorganic fertilizer like NPK and the rest to apply as compared to getting this cow dung, or let me say this organic matters, we get it at a cheaper cost.
Multi-purpose factories to process produce from the farm fields into finished products are under construction. 8 of these structures will be erected here to house different food processing plants. A structure would contain about 4,000 tons capacity warehouse, a processing unit, office and staff apartments. A packing unit, a control unit, a multi-purpose sports complex and a health facility would as well be constructed here. Mr. Glory indicated that his outfit would work with the relevant authorities to ensure food produced by the company meets international standards.
We are seeking for a license for Ghana Food and Drugs Authority, Ghana Standard Authority. We want a team to come and see the farm and let us test the product and then advise us the way we can meet international standard.
The MP for Afajato South, Angela Alawute, who thought the farm was enthused by the level of investment done by Sun City Farms, aiming at creating jobs to alleviate poverty.
I am a friend to the Agri Committee in Parliament, and at our next meeting, I will mention it and ask that the committee comes round to, members of the committee comes round to tour the farm so that we can ask for some tax exemptions for him in the importation of the machinery and the rest. You know, I will also, in my little way, once in a while, not that he's not capable, he's very capable, provide the farmers with some Wellington boots and cutlasses as a form of motivation of my widow's mite to the sustenance of the farm.
Great stuff. That report from correspondent Fred Kwame Asari. Ending Business Live tonight. Thanks for watching, everyone. There's more news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Darryl Kwao. We'll see you same time tomorrow.